going on YouTube? It's your boy Dre, and today I'm editing my subscribers' photos. If you sent me a photo and it didn't get picked for this video, I will drop a part 2 if this video gets 200 likes. All you have to do is be subscribed to my channel and be following me on Instagram, and when I put out a post on my story, make sure to DM me your pictures. Anyways, that's enough rambling. I'm gonna get to the computer and start editing these photos. Then when I'm done, give y'all the photo by photo breakdown.
What's the word now? Stole my lingo. I go Ocho Cinco. Touchdown people.
For this first picture, it was already pretty dope, and realistically I would post this as like a raw, but of course the wheels got to spinning and I just got my kill by Dre vision. So after going ahead and messing with the basic correction, I went ahead and hit it with my usual S curve. Basically this adds contrast but also really helps the blacks and whites in the image pop a lot more. And once I went ahead and set the base with that, I went into the color mixer and fiddled around with the greens and the blues. Those are obviously the two colors that my guy was wearing in this photo, so I always like to mess with the color of the garments in the image as well as the skin tone colors, which are like oranges, reds, and yellows. And this is just so I can fine tune each little color, add saturation where I want it, take it out where I don't, and really just fine tune it to my needs. This is obviously case by case based off the photo that you're editing. Once the mixer was done, I went ahead into the grading and really just moved the sliders with no real reason. I mean, I've been editing photos almost daily for like 2 to 3 years now, so it's almost instinctual for me. It's usually just messing with the sliders and just going with my gut feeling. But here are the settings for the color grade, and once I was finished, I went into my favorite slider, which is the grain, and added just a tiny bit of that, and even hopped over into Photoshop to add a little bit of extra edit. It might have been a little bit of overkill, but here's the before and after. I rate this one with the edit like a cool 8.5, 9 out of 10. Now moving on to photo number 2, and this was another really dope picture just to start with. And what I did for this one is what I usually like doing when importing new photos, which is just going through my preset tab, honestly just seeing what presets I like as a baseline. I ended up choosing the Travis Scott filter as a base, which is available on my web store right now. But once I got the filter on, it was already pretty dope. I did do some light changes in the basic correction to get the lighting to where I really wanted it to be. Then once I got done with the light corrections, I went over to the color grading tab. Instead of having that warm orangish Travis Scott look, I wanted to go for something a little bit more cool and on the green tone of things. And then once I was done that, just to clean up the image a little bit more, I went into the mask tool and I drew a mask over the left lens of his glasses just because you could see his eyeball. This is like a really small detail, but to be honest, if you're taking care of these little details in your photos, it just makes it that much better. So basically all I did was color in the one lens that was a little bit light, and then slightly took down the shadows just to even out the lighting. Once I did that, that was basically it. So here's the before and after of photo number 2. All right, here we got photo 3, and I honestly don't know what it is about y'all. I don't know if you've been learning from my TikToks or you guys just really got it like that, but I'm not gonna lie, my subscribers got some heat. But with this one, I wanted to do a much lighter edit just because of how dope and like beautiful the natural colors in this photo are. Instead of doing a full Kill by Dre makeover and grain and all types of other stuff on it, I just did some very simple corrections in the light tab, really not too much in the temperature, and as usual I hit it with the light S curve for a little bit of pop. But besides that, I kept it very moderate. I went into the mixing tab, slightly messed around with a little bit of color, but really didn't do too much besides pull the saturation out the greens and just put a slight few things into color grading. If you were wondering, here are the exact settings. Once I was done slightly improving this photo, here is the before and after. As you can see, I really didn't do too much, but as y'all know, sometimes less is really more. Moving on, here's photo number 4. But as you can see, it is a nighttime photo, definitely a phone photo as well, just looking at the quality. And honestly, as a beginner, these photos are super difficult to edit. It does take a lot of practice and experience, but once you do get your practice in, it's super simple, and I ran through this one very quickly. Basically, I started this one off with my heroes and villains preset. Preset file and tutorial will be linked in the description below. But once putting the preset on, it was a pretty perfect fit. As you can see, all I had to do was slightly dial back a few settings and mess with the colors of his flannel, which are the oranges and reds. I just slightly messed with the hue, saturation, and luminance, trying to find a healthy balance and to make it visually pleasing to my eyes. Then finally, I went into the color grading tab, which in this case affected the white wall behind the subject, and in my opinion added a great stylistic look to this photo. After doing that, that was basically it. So here are the before and after of the final photo. Once again, I'm curious to know what you guys think of this before and after in the comments below. If you're interested in getting better at editing your own pictures, make sure to check out this playlist here. I have plenty of tutorials showing you how to get some pretty dope film presets. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and if you want a part 2, go ahead and make sure to hit the like button so we can go ahead and hit our goal of 200 likes for the next part. And as always, make sure to have a good day and peace.